So today is September 28th, 2018. I just got the notification online that Daniel Thomas, aka PeeWeeToms, has passed away. He's passed away. I try and keep things that I post on my social media platforms about my profession and about what it is that I like, what I do. These two videos about Dan have been the exception to that. But I felt it was only right to follow up from what I started last time. I made a video about Dan. I posted it on May 10th, 2018, called "Cancer Has Won: Response to PeeWeeToms." I found Dan. I was scrolling through YouTube one afternoon, and I happened to come across one of his videos. And in one sitting, I had probably watched a majority of every video he'd ever posted. And I immediately became emotionally attached to his story, even after watching the first video. So much so that I saw what he was doing, and I saw that he was trying to create a narrative and see so that people can see from his perspective, first of all, educating them about the type of cancer that he had, and showing just a positive what it's like going through something as traumatic as what Dan went through and as difficult as what him and his family went through, and how he can still have such a positive impact on so many people, myself included. When I made the video about Dan, I didn't expect it to get as many views as it did. There are actually a lot of people that calmed down it, thinking I was doing Dan a disservice and that I was trying to benefit from his misfortune, and that's just not true. The whole point of Dan making this YouTube channel was to create a conversation and to educate people about who he was. So if anything, at least some of my audience and so many more learned about who Dan was, what he was going through, and I feel happy to have been a part of his story in that little bit of a way. When I first started watching Dan, he didn't have near the following he has now. We had a conversation back and forth over email. I was going to be in London at the same time he was, and I tried to meet up with him. I wanted to interview him, and I wanted to just meet Dan and hear what he had to say about everything that he was going through. I'll read the conversation to you. I said, "Hi Dan, this is Jordan Thiem down in Texas. I've been following you and your journey for a while now. I run a small business in Texas, travel the world making vlogs, and visit my girlfriend from Essex, England very often. I like to spread the message of taking advantage of every minute in life that we have. I know you're a busy guy at this point, but I'll be in London May 26th to June 1st, and I'd love the opportunity to meet up and ask you a few questions and say hello. I have no other motives besides educating people in my area about your story and how you handle it all. No pressure. Much love from Texas, Jordan Thiem." And the same day, Dan came back and said, "Hey Jordan, unfortunately I'm not in London then, as I'll be back in Weston-super-Mare. I had to recover from my chemo treatment, and I'll be back on it in Weston for another 2 weeks after in tablet form, then back to London for hit 2. Dan said, "I saw your video a few days ago, but didn't comment. I apologize for the narrow-minded people. I'm a controversial person for people, as they think because I don't show I'm sick, that I'm not sick. I just want to thank you personally for doing a vlog about me, and would love to meet at some point if we can. Much love, Dan." I told Dan that I understood. Don't apologize. I said, "I'll reach out again closer to my arrival in London just in case your plans change. It's amazing how many of my friends are keeping up with you. Thanks for doing what you do, Jordan." Dan came back and said, "When are you here next? As I've had to go in and have an IV antibiotics today, as he's come down with some serious infection." He asked if I was going to be there in June, and I told him I didn't know if I was going to be there in June. That was the last of mine and Dan's conversation, and we were never able to meet up for the interview, and I really regret it. It's not due to anyone's fault, it's just timing didn't work out. Dan was already very sick. I can't even imagine the emotion of what he was going through, and to still want to make time to meet up with me to do an interview because he knew that it would impact more people. It's amazing. So I wanted to share that story with you. I hope that Dan's family sees this and they can see the conversation that we had, and that there are people everywhere in the world that followed him. I don't know if I'm ever going to know how I feel about it, honestly. I've just learned so much in the past year that there's so much to learn from every situation that happens in life. I'm so honored to be a part of Dan's story, in whatever little way that is, whether it's more people seeing him, more people learning about him through me, or whatever may come about from it. I feel very honored and blessed to have been a part of that. I think it's really neat, and how neat a platform like this is, that I'm able to do that, even to have a communication with someone from England via YouTube and email. If there's anything that I've learned, enjoy every day, even when you have terminal cancer. Show a positive light and send a positive message to everyone, because you only get one life. Make something happen. Dan, my friend, ta-ta, bye-bye.